Good evening and welcome to the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh for Al Hilal against Al Shorta from the West Region League stage of the AFC Champions League Elite. Four-time former winners, Al Hilal are one of only 3 teams unbeaten in either the West or the East region. They are the only team defending a 100% record, having won all 4 league stage games so far this season. Well, Iraqi champions Al Shorta will be hoping to take inspiration from Sharjah, who caused an upset in Saudi Arabia last night in beating the defending champions Al Aqli over in Jeddah. 12 points already in the bag. Al Hilal are cruising into the round of 16 once again, but it's a very different story for Al Shorta, who arrived looking for their first win and with just a point in the bag so far, following 3 successive losses after an opening night draw. Hervé Renard in the crowd tonight. Saudi Arabian coach. It was just over a year ago that Al Shorta were hammered 5-0 here by Al Hilal, en route to finishing 11th in the league stage and missing out on the knockout stage. Another loss here, and the league stage looks to be heading for another bleak ending for the dominant force of Iraqi football currently. Al Shorta having won the Iraq Stars League for the last 4 seasons. Well, for Al Hilal, under normal circumstances, will be top of the Saudi Pro League, but they currently find themselves a point behind the so far perfect leaders, Al Nassr, second after 9 games. 7 wins and 2 draws so far, but they are 15 games unbeaten in all competitions this season and are currently on a run of 11 successive wins following the 2-1 win here against Al Fatah on Saturday. 2 scorers at the weekend, Darwin Nunez and Ruben Neves, who got the winning penalty 2 minutes from time, both being rested this evening and both amongst a star-littered substitutes bench for Al Hilal. Shorta, they find themselves 4th in the Iraq Stars League after 6 games, 4 points behind the current leaders, but they have played a game less, won their opening 3 league games of the season before a surprising defeat at the hands of Erbil, the current leaders. Other than that, it is 5 wins from 6 domestically, but just 2 wins in their last 5 in all competitions. And in the AFC Champions League Elite, Al Shorta have lost their last 3 since a 1-1 draw against Al Sadd on matchday 1 this season. Haven't actually won for 4 games since beating the defending champions at the time, Al Ain, by 2-0 in February last season. And their record overall of late in this competition makes sore reading for Al Shorta supporters. They've won just 3 of their last 20 Asian Champions League games. In 36 fixtures, they have won just 4. So Al Hilal, the big favourites, one of the giants not only of the Saudi Pro League but of Asian football, played in 9 AFC Champions League finals. They've won it on 4 occasions. They've reached at least the semi-finals in the last 4 Champions League editions. And the team that has either knocked out or beaten Al Hilal has won the trophy in the last 3 seasons. Al Aqli beat them 3-1 in the semi-final last season before going on to lift the trophy for the first time. They also lost to Al Ain in the semi-final of the 23-24 edition and were beaten in the 2022 final by Japan's Arao Reds. The club and their supporters feel it is time again to become continental champions, since they last achieved that in 2021. Well, Al Shorta, a well-organised outfit though. They will make themselves difficult to beat this evening. Simone Inzaghi has mixed up his team a bit this evening, perhaps not to the degree that Al Aqli did last night. And And they suffered the consequences, losing to Sharjah. Big win for the Emirati club that leaves them on 7 points, and a victory that hasn't made Al Shorta's task any easier. Currently on 1 point, 5 adrift now of the top 8. It's Al Ittihad, the Saudi domestic champions, in 8th spot on 6 points, having won 2 and lost 3 of their games. Al Shorta know time is running out for them. They could do with a big upset here, but it is a tall order indeed. In 15 previous meetings against Saudi Arabian clubs, they have won only once and suffered 13 defeats in those 15 games. It's the 5th meeting between these 2 particular clubs, and Al Hilal have won all 4. The last 2 victories coming without conceding a goal, the 5-0 win here last season, and a 2-0 win before that, way back in April of 2004 in a group stage encounter. The 2 meetings in Iraq both resulted in victories for Al Hilal, 2-1 and 1-0, going further back to 2000. So the 2 sides make their way out then. Al Hilal's star-studded squad up against Al Shorta, dominant in their own country, but who have found it very difficult on the continental stage. It is their 8th go at the AFC Champions League or Champions League Elite, including a qualifying round exit back in 2014. The club who first played Champions League football in 2000, which was the season that Al Ahly lifted the trophy for the 2nd time. Did once reach the quarter-final, which was played on a group format. They finished 3rd in a group behind Persepolis, and the side at the top, you've guessed it, Al Hilal. So history, current form, all pointing towards a home victory. And in this wonderful game of ours, when has that ever counted for anything? So Al Hilal on a run of 4 straight wins in this competition since their semi-final loss to Al Ahly last season. They have lost just 3 of their last 28 Champions League games. All 3 of those defeats coming in the knockout stages. They haven't lost a group stage or league stage match since 2021, when they were beaten by Istiklal. Their last home defeat was against Al Rayyan in 2022. They really do have an enviable record here at the Kingdom Arena. Now Qadisiyah, the last team to come away from here when they drew 2-2 back in September. Since then it's been 5 wins in a row. Heavy rotation for Al Hilal, with 21-year-old French goalkeeper Mathieu Patoué given his full debut for the club. Turkish centre-back Yusuf Akçiçek returns to the defence. Ruben Neves, Salim Al-Dawsari and Darwin Núñez are all rested but all available on the bench. So Abdelayla Al-Malki comes in with Caio Cesar, who scored on matchday 4 against Al Garappa, and Marcos Leonardo returning up front He scored 8 in 11, the Brazilian, and netted the opener in the 5-0 win against Al Shorta here last season. What a great job Simone Inzaghi has done since taking over in June, just in time for the Club World Cup. Al Hilal made real waves with some fine performances, the draw with Real Madrid and the memorable 4-3 win against Manchester City. He has lost just one of his 21 games in charge, that coming to the Brazilian club Fluminense in the quarter-finals of the FIFA Club World Cup. Cano wearing the armband with Aldorzery amongst the substitutes for Al Hilal. The lively Hussein Ali is the captain for Al Shorta. The referee tonight from Oman, Kazim Matar Al-Hatmi. Well, Al Shorta make a change in goal too, with Hassan Ahmed coming in for his first appearance this season. The back four remains the same as the previous game, while Munaf Younis returns for his 4th AFC Champions League Elite appearance. Ahmed Farhan is also reinstated to the forward line, which is led by Cameroonian Lionel Ateba, fresh from a hat-trick on Thursday against Al Kark. He's yet to score, though, in the Champions League. Captain Hussein Ali, as always, a key threat for Al Shorta. So Al Hilal can go 4 points clear at the top as they look to finish first in the league stage for the 2nd successive year. Al Shorta will know that Al Hilal won their opening 4 games last season before a 1-1 draw with Al Sadd on matchday 5. Al Shorta would certainly take a similar scoreline on matchday 5 here. So we're underway at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh. Matchday 5 in the West Region League stage as Al Hilal, the 4-time winners, take on Al Shorta from Iraq. Al Hilal in the traditional blue, Al Shorta in a changed all-purple strip this evening. Looking to improve on the 5-0 beating that they took here over a year ago. One of 3 teams without a win. Al Sadd, surprisingly, of Qatar, without a win in their opening 4, and Nassav beaten in all 5 games, the only team below Al Shorta in the West Region table. Here's Koulibaly, partnered again alongside Yusuf Achicek, as he was last time out for Al Hilal in this competition. Turkish teenager with plenty of promise. And back to Patoué, French goalkeeper, signed from Lyon, but has spent the last couple of seasons on loan with Sochaux in France. Gets his first taste of action, though, as Al Hilal's #1 this evening. Teo Hernandez, too far ahead of him. They've certainly picked up an elite manager in Simone Inzaghi. And 2 Coppa Italias with Inter Serie A as well in the 23-24 season, and led them to 2 UEFA Champions League finals. Header away by Rewan. Here's Koulibaly. Table will be buzzing after scoring all 3 goals in their league game last Thursday. Ambitious effort, well wide, and that will be a goal kick. Ahmed Farhan going for goal. Mohamed Soliman, the 51-year-old Egyptian, a former left-back who, during his playing days, played mostly in the Netherlands and Greece. His way to Champions League success, won the CAF Champions League in Africa with Zamalek as a player. Hussein Ali with the ball in towards a Tabor. The flag up for offsides. We're hoping to keep up that momentum. His first season playing for Al Shorta. Picked him up from Tanzanian club Simba. Played in Algeria before that. João Cancelo. Throw for Al Shorta. Mehdi. Mustafa outside him, here he is. Sent forward again for a Tabor. He's probably going to have to do a lot of lonely work this evening, you imagine, the Cameroonian forwards. That's just the one cap for Cameroon, which was earned in November of 2023, almost exactly 2 years ago, against Libya in World Cup qualifying. Ahmed with the touch off towards Hussein Ali. Dominic Mendy, the Senegalese midfielder. Taken up towards a Tabor. Good touch, but there was a touch on it from a Al Hilal player, so it's a throw for Al Shorta. Failed to score in their last 2 away games in this competition, losing at Al Gharafa and Tractor. Al Shorta. Imagine they're going to produce too many chances this evening. It's Rewan with the ball out to Mustafa Sadoun. Now Ahmed Farhan. Got round the outside, did well to deliver the ball into the penalty area. Koulibaly stabbing it away. It's Caio Cesar. Cesar, who opened his account for the competition in the 2-1 win in Qatar against Al Gharafa on match day 4. Of course, Leonardo with the touch off to Milinkovic-Savic, trying to bulldoze his way through, but Rowan Amin coming across to cover well. This game all about stages really for Al Shorta. How long can they keep Al Hilal at bay? Can they frustrate them? Brooklyn was laid down by Sharjah last night with that unexpected 1-0 win against Al Ahly. A side who had really been struggling with their current form. Shorta have been in this competition, but not domestically. It's played behind Malcolm. Mendy to dribble his way out of trouble. It's Mustafa Sadoun. It's picked off though by Theo Hernandez. It's a free kick for Al Hilal. Foul by Mustafa Sadoun. And an early opportunity for the 19 times champions of Saudi Arabia. mighty fight for the title this season in the Saudi Pro League, especially the pace that Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr are currently setting. I feel he can add the Saudi Pro League title to the Scudetto he won with Inter. It's going to be a busy night for his side tonight. Just failed to win all 8 last season at this stage. Al Hilal won 7 and drew 1 of their 8 games. Can they go perfect this time around? Cancelo is there, and Caio Cesar. It's Cancelo who whips it in, punched away by Hassan Ahmed. Now a chance to counter, Ateba. Here's Mendy. Hamikano getting back to him though, good challenge. Now Koulibaly finds Caio Cesar in space. Kano again. By Al Malki. Koulibaly. Al Shorta showing no interest in pressing Al Hilal high up the field. They're staying back and staying compact. They're not going to be drawn out. Malcolm. Shifted on by João Cancelo to Milinkovic-Savic. Now Malcolm tried the little flick, which didn't come off for him. Now Ateba finds Ahmed Farhan in space, up against Koulibaly. Well played by Ahmed Farhan, no foul though. Looked as though he had the pace there on Koulibaly as well initially. Should have kept going. Theo Hernandez. Here's Kano. Al Malki. Allow with plenty of the ball early on. We can expect that to continue. Theo Hernandez. Savage feeding it out to Caio Cesar, and now Kano. Yusuf. Al Malki. Again, Al Shorta sitting deep and putting the onus on Al Hilal to find a way through. Koulibaly. Yusuf again. Caio Cesar plays the 1-2 with Milinkovic-Savic. Caio Cesar. Well, you wonder why he didn't go for goal himself. Tried to square it. A lovely wall pass with Milinkovic-Savic to break through the Al Shorta defence. You wonder why the Brazilian didn't go for goal himself. Here's Theo Hernandez. By Mustafa Sadou. Nobody up there though in purple. Ball over the top. Cesar. Well, Mendy's lively in that midfield area. Well, Malki, Milinkovic-Savic and Kano will have to get to grips with the Senegalese. Simple as that, they broke through, but you just wonder why he didn't open up his body and clip it with the right foot. Kyle Cesar. Hussein Ali. Played out to Mustafa. Tabor and Bida in the centre. Ball didn't arrive though. Opportunity here maybe. Rewan. Always rising and always over the top, but a promising attack from Al Shorta. Well, apart from the 5-0 here last season, the 3 meetings before that have all been pretty close. Hilal winning them all. Such a wonderful array of talent now. Al Hilal, as all the top Saudi Arabian clubs do now. Remember, it's not going to plan tonight for Simone Inzaghi. It's Darwin Nunez to call upon Ruben Neves amongst the substitutes, and Salem Al-Dawsari as well. Here for Ahmed Farhan. Yeah, just the knee and the thigh from Yusuf Achicek. Potential dead leg there for Ahmed Farhan. I'm sure he'll be able to run it off though. Yusuf only 19, but already capped 3 times by Turkey. It's Teo Hernandez. Whistle's gone. A suggestion that the ball was out of play there. Perplexed looking Teo Hernandez. Oh, tough to tell, isn't it, from there? Shorter throw. Hernandez's header. Al Malki with the header back to Yusuf. All the way back to Mathieu Patoué. Koulibaly. Milinkovic-Savic. Malcolm. Touch out to João Cancelo. Cardo. Malcolm. Al Malki did well. Just nicked the ball away from Hussein Ali. Cancelo. The flag up in favour of Ahmed Yahya. Football on something of a high after their victory against the United Arab Emirates in the international break in the AFC playoff to go forward into the intercontinental playoff. World Cup hopes remain at least until March, when they will face either Bolivia or Suriname in Monterrey in a one-off game. Fitting really it's in Mexico, because the 1986 World Cup in Mexico was the only previous time that Iraq had qualified for a World Cup. Could they do it again 40 years on? Shorta, Iraq's only representative in the AFC Champions League Elite this season. Koulibaly, the player down. performances against Real Madrid and Manchester City in America really did show the level that Al Hilal are at. There is Darwin Núñez, former Liverpool striker, on the bench for Al Hilal. Looked as though he could be moving to Italy for a long while with Napoli until Al Hilal pounced. Saint Ali delivers the ball in. Razik and Yusuf clears. Picked up by Abdul Razak again. Al Hilal throw, last touch off Ahmed Yahya. Here's Koulibaly. Cancelo hugging that touchline on the far side. Caio Cesar on the near. There is Cancelo. Malcolm. Malky made a storming run through the middle, but Cancelo couldn't find him. It switched out instead to Caio Cesar. Yusuf to Koulibaly. Now Kano. Touched out to Theo Hernandez, who clips it in first time. Mehdi with the header away. And they flag up for offside. Defended pretty well so far in the opening 20 minutes, Al Shorta. It's been scoring goals that's been their main problem. They've scored just twice in their 4 Champions League Elite games so far. They've conceded 8. Which is behind the likes of Al Dahale and Sharjah and Nassaf, the team below them in the table. Now Garafa as well have conceded 12. Mustafa Sadoun with the throw. Headed down by Ahmed Farhan. It's popping up all over the place in that Al Shorta forward line. Mendy. Yusuf all the way back. And a foul on Lionel Atiba Mbida. Might not find chances so easy to come by this evening. Mbida is. He did last Thursday. That 3-0 win, by the way, against Al Kark was their only game since losing 1-0 away to Traktor in the Islamic Republic of Iran on match day 4. Touched on by Mustafa Sadoun. Mendy. Strong challenge on Milinkovic-Savic, and a fair one, said the referee. I think it was a fair one as well. Ahmed Yahya. Back to Ahmed Farhan. Touch off by Mendy. Abdul Razak in space inside him. Went backwards instead to Rewan. Abdul Razak trying to get the ball in early, but Koulibaly unchallenged to head it away. Flicked on by Kano. And an ambitious effort again, but from way out. Ahmed Yahya chancing his arm this time. Patoué. We'll be pretty happy if that's all he has to deal with this evening. Hassan Ahmed at the other end, though, hasn't been tested yet by Al Hilal. Here's Koulibaly. 2-2 draw here with Al Qadisiyah in September is the only game Al Hilal have failed to win here in 7 this season. Malcolm with the ball into the penalty area. Terrific turn from Marcos Leonardo and an even better save from Hassan Ahmed. Now Milinkovic-Savic. He's been in great form this season. The Brazilian Marcos Leonardo, 8 goals in 11 appearances, all competitions. Here's Cano. That really should have been number 9. Malcolm fouled. It's a free kick for the challenge of Mendy. Hasn't actually scored in his last 3, Marcos Leonardo, since getting the winner in a 1-0 win against Al Shabab in the Saudi Pro League. But that's terrific goalkeeping. Look at the celebration from Hassan Ahmed. Great dexterity to stick out a leg and keep it out. Marcos Leonardo has missed the one big chance of the game so far. Still only young, 22. Brazil under-20 international. He's struggling for games at Benfica. Scored 8 in 17 appearances there, though. 43 and 130 at Santos, the Paulista club where he started his career. Now, this is a chance. Malcolm is there. Milinkovic-Savic over it. So many potential takers in this sort of situation. Al Hilal. It's Milinkovic-Savic. Good shape to it, but just the wrong side of the post. Former Lazio man, his brother Vanya is still playing in Italy. He's a goalkeeper for Napoli, currently on loan from Torino. Serbian international like Sergei. Hassan Ahmed going long. Ahmed Farhan almost getting on the end of that. Malcolm's touch. Milinkovic-Savic, who's seeing plenty of it in the midfield. Cancelo switching the play up to Theo Hernandez, his opposite fullback. Caio Cesar. Theo Hernandez. Cano. The space now for Abdullah Al-Malki. Cancelo. It's going to be a corner. Deflected behind by Ahmed Yahya. It's great support, isn't it? A sea of blue. Set it out too far to the left, Milinkovic-Savic. 5 in there for Al Hilal. Mendy with the header away. Only as far as Malcolm, who wanted too much time. Good work from Ahmed Farhan. Yeah, that's an ambitious effort from there, but Patoué very much back in his penalty area to cover it. Here's Cano. Now Yusuf. Koulibaly to Cancelo. Malcolm in the centre. Marcos Leonardo as well. Hussein Ali back helping out. corner. João Cancelo will take it. Looking to steal a ride on the shoulders of Koulibaly by the looks of things. It's got to be an inspiration, that, hasn't it? If you're playing for Al Hilal. Great atmosphere for the away sides to play it as well. Sorts of tussles going on in the penalty area here as Cancelo delivers. It's cut out though by Dominic Mendy. That's gone out of play. He's always one of the standouts in the Al Shorta midfield, Dominic Mendy. Wasn't quite the striker of his brother Pippo Inzaghi in his playing days, Simone Inzaghi. He's certainly taken to management brilliantly. 49 now, Simone Inzaghi. Did win a Scudetto as a player with Lazio. Here's Al Malki. Marcos Leonardo just had to check his run. He'd gone early and was offside. Here's Theo Hernandez. And towards Leonardo this time. It's over him though, and Ahmed Yahya with the back heel away, but Mehdi Ashabi was being fouled. Well, they survived half an hour. 15 minutes more to get to half-time. We've seen, though, with the two chances that Al Hilal have created in this first half, that suddenly they flick a switch and they're in. Caio Cesar not taking his on, but Marcos Leonardo turning well, but unable to beat Hassan Ahmed. Determined to take his opportunity tonight in the Al Shorta goal, as I'm sure is Mathieu Batoué in the Al Hilal goal. Cancelo. Now Malcolm. There's Theo Hernandez. And he comes forward to make up the width on this near side. Caio Cesar moves into the centre alongside Marcos Leonardo. Here's Ahmed Farhan to Hussein Ali. Seen a lot of the ball tonight. Al Shorta's main man. Mehdi Ashabi. Into Rewan. Put under pressure by Malcolm. Decent in possession, Al Shorta. Here's Mendy. Just lack that bit of creativity at this level that they do on the domestic front. Hussein Ali. Abdul Razak. Mendy. More than happy to go backwards and keep the ball, Al Shorta, once the pressure arrives from Al Hilal. It's a good first touch. And Mustafa holds on to it. Just managed to poke it towards Hussein Ali, but Kalidou Koulibaly read it well. Here's Leonardo. No way through there. Rawan Amin closing the door. There's Mustafa Sadoun. Tabor Mbida chasing after that, feeding on scraps tonight. And by Al Malki. Yusuf. Teo Hernandez continues the run forward. Caio Cesar picks him out. Teo Hernandez back to Malcolm. And it's deflected behind for a corner. And we flag up though on the far side. Some tifo, isn't it, from the Al Hilal supporters. Potential to miss a goal there though if you stood in the middle of it. Malcolm going close, but the flag had gone up, so may not have counted. Really effective. And here's Malcolm, who's been gifted the ball. Leonardo. Ahmed Yahya across, and Mehdi Ashabi clears it away. Ahmed Farhan. It's good awareness just to chest that in field to Mendy. Ahmed Yahya. Abdul Razak. Sticking to the plan pretty well so far, Al Shorta. Well, their overall home record in this competition, Al Hilal, is extraordinary. They've played 116 times at home in this competition. They've only been beaten on 16 occasions. 77 wins, 23 draws. It's just 2 of the last 19 here in this competition. Al Rayyan and Shabab Al Ahly, the only victors in that run. A lovely little flick from Caio Cesar to Teo Hernandez. Milinkovic-Savic back to the Brazilian Caio Cesar. Run into Mustafa Sadoun, though. Now Caio Cesar has it. Brazilian front line this evening for Al Hilal of Malcolm, Marcos Leonardo and Caio Cesar. Cancelo. To see more from his team in the final third, that's for certain. Mustafa Sadoun's throw, the header from Kano. Milinkovic-Savic beaten to it by the lively Mendy. Oh, Mendy's done well to get away from the Serbian. Skips away from Malcolm as well and held off Kano. Hussein Ali. Rowan. To the goalkeeper from Manaf Yunus. And a throw for Al Hilal. 8 minutes to half-time, 0-0. The big chance for Marcos Leonardo, well saved by Hassan Ahmed. Here's Yusuf. Al-Malki. Koulibaly. The match has been almost exclusively played in the Al Shorta half of the field, but everybody turning up here pretty much knew that would be the case. Shorter, it's about keeping it tight, and if a big chance does come their way, then take it. Mendy. It's a decent ball, switched out to Hussein Ali. Looks up for options, there was only Mbida in the centre. Here's Ahmed Yahya on the overlap, and Al Shorta have themselves a corner. Taking it quickly. Here's Ahmed Yahya. Now Mendy. He has it in the locker, but got right underneath that one. Disappointing strike from Dominic Mendy. His only goal this season came in the 1-1 draw against Al Sadd on the opening night of this season's AFC Champions League Elite. There's Hussein Ali. Cleared by Mehdi Ashabi. And here's Malcolm for Al Hilal. Milinkovic-Savic. It's blocked away. Teo Hernandez back into the centre for Marcos Leonardo. And they're almost queuing up for it. Mehdi Ashabi threw himself down in front of the ball, denying both he and Milinkovic-Savic. They almost tackled each other to get the shot away. Here's Hussein Ali. Ahmed Yahya back to Hassan Ahmed. Yunus. Picked off though by Koulibaly, as most of the long balls have been in this first half. Here's Yusuf. Cano to Teo Hernandez. It's a free kick. First Milinkovic-Savic, and then the contact from Munaf Yunus was inevitable. João Cancelo over this again, a good position for a right footer. Hassan Ahmed, what, 4 minutes away from getting to half-time with a clean sheet. Makes his way away from the free kick. Cancelo clips it in, it's a teasing ball, it's a good punch away from Hassan Ahmed. That's good goalkeeping. Had he not come off his line, it would have been a free header. It's a great ball from Cancelo. Al Malki. Now Malcolm. Cano. Malcolm goes for goal. Oh, he's going wide though. Just a slight opening there, he fancied it, and why not? There's the ball in from Cancelo, and Koulibaly so nearly on the end of it. Three goals this season, Malcolm. All of them in the Saudi Pro League. He's not scored in this competition, but this is only his second appearance. There's Teo Hernandez. Now Malcolm. And Teo Hernandez has gone down screaming after the challenge of Mustafa Sadoun. The feeling he's going to be okay though. Good old-fashioned 50-50, that, wasn't it? Both of them arriving at the ball at the same time. Koulibaly. Sure enough, the French left-back is up on his feet. Yusuf. To Malcolm. Chancing his arm down this near side now. He hasn't had much joy over on the right in the first half. Malcolm, here's Kano. Teo Hernandez. Al Malki. Tried the little clip through. Header away by Rewan. Al Malki wins it back. Mohamed Kano. Little flip by Milinkovic-Savic. And the clearance hitting the Serbian from Munaf Yunus. This little flick from Milinkovic-Savic, but Munaf Yunus getting in the way. No question of a handball either. Munaf Yunus's throw. Headed on by Al Malki. Here's Milinkovic-Savic. He's got Malcolm in behind. Can he finish? Hassan Ahmed with the save. It's not got out though. Malcolm back in. And now it is 1-0 to Al Hilal. Marcos Leonardo couldn't take his first chance, but he wasn't missing that. And what a blow for Al Shorta, having survived 44 minutes. They fall behind a minute before the break. Having initially saved from Malcolm, Hassan Ahmed beaten by the close-range header of Marcos Leonardo. It's a good run from Malcolm in behind. The angle was against him, didn't get hold of it particularly well, but that's great use of the second bite at it. Hassan will be frustrated that he didn't get the ball out of play with his initial save. 6 yards out, Marcos Leonardo's not going to miss from there. His 9th goal of the season and his 2nd goal in this competition. His first coming in the 3-2 win against Nasav Karshi. Marcos Leonardo, who scored the first goal in the 5-0 win against Al Shorta last season. And he has repeated the trick again here. So frustrating for Al Shorta, who'd done really well in the first half. They'd limited Al Hilal's clear-cut chances, really. The earlier one from Marcos Leonardo that produced the good save from Hassan Ahmed. And it was another good save from Malcolm, but fortune not on his side as the ball stayed in play, and Malcolm's delivery and Leonardo's header did the rest. Kano. Teo Hernandez. Well, Teo Hernandez skips away from Rewan, and it's a corner for Al Hilal. Threatening a second now before the break. Chance for Koulibaly and Yusuf Akicek to come forward. Malcolm to swing it out for Al Hilal. Puts the ball in. Header away from Munaf Yunus. Al Malki got an important toe to that. Gets it back from Cancelo. And Ahmed Yahya was being fouled by Al Malki. And that's the final action of an entertaining first half. Al Shorta's game plan was going pretty well to stifle Al Hilal, but Simone Inzaghi would have trusted that his side would always have the quality to find a breakthrough at some point, and they certainly did that at a key moment. Marcos Leonardo, as he did just over a year ago, scoring the opener against Al Shorta in this competition. It's Al Hilal 1, Al Shorta 0 at half-time.
World's best airline for a record ninth time, flying high as the champion in the sky. And this year, even higher, best airline in the Middle East, world's best business class, best business class lounge. Yes, still a Skytrax 5-star airline. That's a lot of bests, but none of it happens without the best passengers. Thank you for flying with us, and for voting for us. We go further because of you.
Everyone's crazy about football. But boxing, that's a never-ending game of things. One wrong move, game over. Tennis, a marathon with a racket. When it goes wrong, you become your own worst enemy.
Welcome back to the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh. Hilal 1, Al Shorta 0 at half-time. The champions of Iraq were pretty close to getting to half-time scoreless and probably deserved to. In fairness, Al Hilal hadn't created a great deal. But such is the quality in this team, you are never safe, despite how compact and well organised they are. It was Marcos Leonardo scoring the opening goal just a minute before half-time. The same player who started the scoring in the 5-0 win here at this stage of the competition last season. As things stand, Al Hilal will move on to 15 points, 4 clear of the Iranian side Tractor in second place. Shorta will remain in 11th with just a point. 5 minutes away from a 4th defeat in 5 in this season's West Region League stage. Roman Soliman's side will need to find something a bit different now, second half. Defences have been breached. It's not going to be easy though for a side who have scored just twice so far in their opening 4.5 games of this league stage. So it's Al Shorta who kick off the second half here, trailing by 1-0 to Al Hilal, and almost immediately on the front foot with Mbida. There's Mendy. It was worth the strike, wasn't too far away. He can certainly get hold of the ball, Dominic Mendy. Good work from Abdul Razak Kazim. And now Shorta immediately onto the front foot at the start of this second half. Mohamed Kano. Heavy touch from Marcos Leonardo. Now back to Mehdi Ashabi. Ahmed Yahya. Down towards Ahmed Farhan, who's done a lot of work with and without the ball in the game so far for Al Shorta. Koulibaly forwards. It's Kao Cesar. Strong challenge though from The no-nonsense Mehdi Ashabi. Al-Malki. Milinkovic-Savic carries the fight forwards and looked as though he was tripped as he went for the return. Good-natured exchange between the Serbian and Mehdi Ashabi, the Moroccan. There's no doubting that there was a tug on Mendy's shirt from Al-Malki. More than a tug, really. Al Shorta with the free kick. They do lose here tonight, which was always likely, in fairness. Al Shorta. It's going to be a very difficult task to get into the top 8. They would be 5 points adrift of Al Ittihad, with only 9 points available in the final 3 games. And next up, they play Saudi Pro League opposition again. They are at home to Al Ahly, who will be hurting after last night's defeat. Here's Milinkovic-Savic through to Malcolm. Great challenge by Mehdi Ashabi. Timed it to perfection. As Al Hilal threatened to open up Al Shorta again. He's landed heavily there. Abdul Razak Kazim for Al Shorta. It's a lovely run by Malcolm and a clever little ball from Milinkovic-Savic. That is terrific defending from Mehdi Ashabi. He was dicing with both a penalty and a potential red card if he gets that wrong. Great piece of defending from the Moroccan. Razak Kazim back on. Yusuf, now Koulibaly. Al-Malki. Cesar, space for Malcolm again, who clips it out to Theo Hernandez. The ball back to Milinkovic-Savic wasn't the best, and then Malcolm fouls Mendy. Couple of chances to score in the first half, Malcolm, but did end up with an assist for Leonardo's opener. The back of one of those misses, cleared away by Koulibaly. Here's Cano via Theo Hernandez. João Cancelo. By Yusuf. Cano to Milinkovic-Savic. Oh, it's neat one-touch football from Al Hilal. Malcolm whipping the ball across. Ahmed Yahya there, though, under pressure from Caio Cesar. Claims he was caught as he cleared it away by the Brazilian. Free agrees. Free kick for Al Shorta and a yellow card for Caio Cesar. It's the first booking of the evening.
Yellow card for player number 11, Caio Cesar.
It was a genuine attempt to try and block the ball. Got a fair deal of it as well. I think it's the fact that the studs were slightly up that the referee didn't like. His only goal this season was the one against Al Gharafa in all competitions. There's the goal by which Al Hilal leads. Malcolm not taking the first chance, but picking up the second ball and putting it on a plate for Marcos Leonardo. The score is 9th in 12 appearances this season. It's a good return. Here's Mustafa Sadoun to Ahmed Farhan. That's broken down too easily though. And now Marcos Leonardo has it. Caio Cesar storming forward, good ball to Caio Cesar, and it's a good save from Hassan Ahmed again. Saves with his feet more than he does with his hands, but it's effective. And Caio Cesar denied in much the same manner as Leonardo and Malcolm were before him in the first half. Milinkovic-Savic. Oh, that's a foul. Clumsy challenge from Ahmed Yahya. He's been good tonight, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Still only 30. There's that Caio Cesar chance again. Again, Hassan Ahmed stretching out the leg to keep it away and denying Caio Cesar his second goal of the season. Must be nice to know you have the luxury of Salama Dorzari and Ruben Neves and Darwin Nunez on the bench. Well, it remains at 1-0. It remains in the balance. Chance here, though, maybe to double their tally. And a yellow card shown there to Ahmed Yahya, I think it was, the left back of Al Shorta. Teo Hernandez drives it in, but it's blocked away by Mehdi Ashabi. He's more than happy to throw his body in front of anything. Now Malcolm, lovely ball across and headed wide by Caio Cesar. Well, a second big chance for the young Brazilian. He was onside, Malcolm. Whether Caio Cesar was when the ball was played through, I'm not so sure. But he missed anyway, so it's immaterial. But what a lovely ball with the outside of the boot from João Cancelo. That's an inviting cross as well. Just had to stoop to get there, Caio Cesar. And confirmation, it was indeed Ahmed Yahya shown yellow for Al Shorta. Milinkovic-Savic's header. Here is Ahmed Yahya. It's a yellow card apiece now between he and Caio Cesar. The player he's marking. Milinkovic-Savic. Mendy won it back initially and then again. Good ball as well, up towards Mbida. Teo Hernandez. Away by Yusuf. And Koulibaly and the goalkeeper, Patoué, not really tested tonight. Milinkovic-Savic feeds it through to Teo Hernandez. And now here's Mendy. One back. Milinkovic-Savic, here's Cano. Caio Cesar. Cancelo. Milinkovic-Savic, well covered by Ahmed Yahya. And it's a corner for Al Hilal. Beginning to play a bit now. The defensive work for Al Shorta. It's a lot more than it was in the first half at the start of the second. Cancelo's corner. It's a deep delivery, it's a free header for Milinkovic-Savic. He was either going for goal or heading it down into the path of Marcos Leonardo, and neither came off for him. He was completely unmarked. Hit the shoulder of Mehdi Achabi, who just has a habit of getting in the way of the ball. It's a good habit to have for a central defender. It's one of those players every team needs, just more than happy to put himself on the line. El Malki. Koulibaly. Caio Cesar. João Cancelo, positive play. Blocked again by guess who? Mehdi Achabi. They're away by Ahmed Farhan. It's off Milinkovic-Savic for a throw for Al Shorta. Fell heavily there, Caio Cesar. Ahmed Yahya knew what he was doing. With his eye on the ball and the player. There's only so much a coach can do, and Momin Soliman has set them up well. And there's no substitute for real genuine quality at the end of the day, and although Al Shorta do have that, not in the abundance that Al Hilal have. Mehdi Achabi. Hussein Ali. Alan Bida. Good run forward here by Ahmed Farhan. Hussein Ali. Poor first touch. Took him away from the penalty area. And the ball came back off him as well, so it's a Al Hilal throw. Al Hilal supporters singing the name of Yusuf. Well played by João Cancelo. Spotted Theo Hernandez in acres of space on the far side. Carried the ball a long way as well. Malcolm back with Theo Hernandez. Abdul Razak covering well though. I think there was a handball in there off Theo Hernandez. Champions League winner with Real Madrid in 2018. The French squad that were runners-up at the last World Cup. Abdul Razak. Bodies forward here. One of which is Ahmed Farhan. Hussein Ali going on the outside. Better touch this time. Hussein Ali again. Well, he fancied that, but didn't get hold of it. He's had very little of the ball to try and work some of his magic tonight, Hussein Ali. '50 international caps for Iraq. Caio Cesar going on the outside of Ahmed Yahya, who catches him, and a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Well, Caio Cesar asking for the yellow, and it's produced for Ahmed Yahya, who's already been booked, and Al Shorta are down to 10. Second yellow for Ahmed Yahya. Caio Cesar was on one yellow for a challenge on the Al Shorta left back, but it ends up being the Brazilian that wins that particular battle between the two of them. outstripped him here, and when you're on a yellow card, that is a crazy challenge to make from Ahmed Yahya. That was only going to end one way. There's the yellow that Caio Cesar picked up for the challenge on Ahmed Yahya. He was then yellow carded not long after that, and now has been yellow carded again. And he will now miss the home match with Al Ahly on match day 6. And Al Shorta's task now, a goal down, and a man down has just got a whole lot harder. It's a clear foul. He knew what he'd done immediately. And he knew where he was heading as well, straight to the showers. João Cancelo over this. And it's been a survival exercise all night. It's certainly that now for Al Shorta. It's hard enough to win here with 11. Cancelo's ball in, it's 2-0. Big mistake from Hassan Ahmed. And Sergei Milinkovic-Savic caps a fine performance with the second goal for Al Hilal. And Ahmed Yahya's foul on Caio Cesar has proved a very expensive double whammy, because from the resulting free kick that saw him sent off, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic has surely now put the game beyond Al Shorta. Hassan Ahmed, who's done pretty well saving with his feet tonight, and perhaps that's why. First one he's had to make with his hands, and it's a shocker from Hassan Ahmed. Massive error, and a gift of a goal for Milinkovic-Savic, who should have scored from there anyway, but he had it, Hassan Ahmed, and allowed it to squirm through his hands and into the net. And it's good to see that reaction from Rowan Amin as well. Horrible moment for Hassan Ahmed or any goalkeeper. There's Marcos Leonardo. They've got the bit between their teeth now. Al Hilal. Third goal of the season for Milinkovic-Savic. All of them in this competition. 3 and 4 now in AFC Champions League Elite for the Serbian. Theo Hernandez. Al Malki. Now Yusuf. It's all gone horribly wrong, hasn't it, for Al Shorta. Milinkovic-Savic again. Hooked away by Munaf Yunus. Now Mendy. Good run by Mendy, taken down by Mohamed Kano. Free kick for Al Shorta. Now 25 minutes to go. And barring a miracle, it is going to be 5 wins out of 5 for Al Hilal. Four points clear at the top. It's Hussein Ali. Will also become the first team qualified, because they would have 15 points. Garafa in 9th, only on 3. And there are 9 points available after today. Trying to cut their way through again. Here's Malcolm. Well defended again by Mehdi Ashabi. Hussein Ali gets it away. Cross into the box again. And an effort driven in at Hassan Ahmed, who saves it this time. Well, you fear for Al Shorta now. Well defended by Mehdi Ashabi initially. A bit of a tangle of legs, but I think he got the ball, the Moroccan, and then another chance for Malcolm, fired straight at Hassan Ahmed. Now, caught hold of it, but straight at the goalkeeper, either side of him. It may well have beaten him. Mbida. Kano. Touch off by Al Malki. It's Milinkovic-Savic back to Kano. Cesar. João Cancelo skips away, fires it across dangerously, and Malcolm just can't seem to get the ball in the net tonight. Well, they're enjoying themselves out there this evening now, Al Hilal. The job has been done. It's just a question of how many now. There's all sorts of substitutions about to take place now. And Darwin Nunez is amongst them. Change for Al Shorta as well. Dorsey coming on. So gets the armband from Koulibaly. Milinkovic-Savic, who scored the second goal, making way as well. And 20 minutes to go. Darwin Nunez on as well for Al Hilal. Milinkovic-Savic's job is done, good job done too as well. Pat on the back from Ruben Neves. Al Hilal with the throw. Armband on for Salam El Dorsey. It's Koulibaly. Handed it over from Kano to the official club captain. Al Malki to Cancelo. There's Kano. Through to the edge of the box is Darwin Nunez. First involvement from the Uruguayan striker. Now Yusuf. Now Dorzary. No way through from Leonardo. Nunez with the foot in as well. Cross into the area, Leonardo's header, and it's 3-0 for Al Hilal. And Al Shorta being taken apart again in a similar manner to what they were a year ago. Second goal of the night for Marcos Leonardo. Third for Al Hilal. And a wry smile from Simone Inzaghi. Al Hilal are heading into the knockout stage. And just to confirm that they will be joined there by Al Wada, the side from the United Arab Emirates. We have our first two qualifiers now from the West region. Al Hilal going back to the top, 4 points ahead of Tractor, 2 ahead of Al Wada. The target for them now to finish the league stage with a 100% record and try and win all 8 matches. And Bida into Mendy. He's Al Shorta to try and muster some sort of response. Of the changes for Al Hilal. Teo Hernandez carries it forwards. There's Mendy. Carried forward here by Hussein Jabbar. Into the box towards Mbida. Dorzary. Good run by Al Dorzary to Leonardo, tried to square it into the path of his captain. Hooked away by Hussein Ali. Teo Hernandez. Al Dorzary. Leonardo. I think he thought Cancelo was going to make the run for it, but he didn't. He was on his heels, the Portuguese fullback. There's Mendy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the total attendance for this match is 23,637.
Played by Hassan Ray. Cancelo. Hassan getting the foot in, the Al Shorta substitute. Al Malki. Yusuf to Leonardo, back from Nunez. And the shot from Nasser. Al Dorzary. Into the last quarter of an hour. It's been a long second half for Al Shorta, particularly since the Ahmed Yahya red card. Dorzary going short to Hernandez. Cross whipped in into the hands of Hassan Ahmed. Mendy. Here's Mendy again. Zambida. Free kick for Al Shorta. He wanted to take it quickly, the Cameroonian. Abdul Razak did, but from the wrong place. Mendy. Now Rewan to Munaf Yunus. Abdul Razak. Rewan again. To Jabet. Well, held up by Mbida. It's Hassan Rayed. Exciting times to be an Al Hilal supporter, but then it generally is. Certainly the side that everybody else in the West will want to avoid when we get into the round of 16. Al Shorta were to recover and sneak into the top 8, it could be a fate that awaited them. 12 minutes to go, 3-0. Here's Mendy. Oh, it's a good ball by Mendy. And a big chance for Al Shorta that wouldn't have counted. The flag went up against Munaf Yunus. It's a lovely delivery. Might have been touch and go. May well have been played on by Yusuf in the middle. Well, he missed anyway. Kalidou Koulibaly coming off. And Teo Hernandez makes way as well, so 2 of the back 4 changed. Job done. You can just see out the final 10 minutes. The substitutes, Darty. Throw for Al Shorta. Heading for a 5th straight defeat in matches against Al Hilal in this competition, a 3rd straight loss without scoring. Al Shorta have lost to 8 of their last 9 away in the AFC Champions League or Champions League Elite. Surprising, they've had as much as 35%. Al Hilal have been utterly dominant. Al Dazari. Al Malki. Now out to Al Khatani. That's lovely play by El Dorzari. Oh, touches it back brilliantly, and Cancelo can't finish. Would have been a picture-book goal. And Salem El Dorzari at his finest there. Great situation, isn't it, for such a talented player to come on and enjoy himself against a tired opposition. They've done their best, but have been run ragged ultimately. Not helped by a big mistake from their goalkeeper for the second goal off the back of Ahmed Yahya getting himself sent off for a second yellow card. Al Malki. Al Shorta, by the way, have never won away in this competition. This is their 19th away game at this level. They're heading for defeat number 16. 3 draws from those 19 away games in this competition. It's never likely to end tonight. Do have a trip to Nassaf Kouachi on the 9th of February. 2 of their remaining 3 games are both at home, but they're tough against Al Ahly and Al Dahail, the entertaining Qatari side. Al Malki. Katani. Nunez. Dorzari. Now Mendy. Abdul Razak looking to switch the play out to Jabbar on this near side. Nasser. It's a good ball to Nunez, who strikes it straight at Hassan Ahmed. Here's Mendy. Scored just the 1 goal in this competition so far. Darwin Nunez had gone 3 appearances without scoring until hitting the target against Al Fateh at the weekend. Not a single shot on target from Al Shorta. Hassan Raid. Now Mendy. He's averaging a goal every other game at the moment, though, Nunez, with 5 goals in 10 appearances. Hassan Raed with the cross in. And Salem Al Dorzari. Too much on that, though. Cleared away by Hassan Ahmed. Oh, what an up-and-down evening it's been for him. Some fine saves. That wouldn't fall into that category, but was well behind that to punch it away. Some good saves to deny Leonardo and Malcolm, particularly in the first half, but then a big error for the second goal for Milinkovic-Savic. There's Nunez. Wins the corner off Hussein Ali. Sporting a very different hairstyle these days, Darwin Nunez. Ponytail and the slick back look has gone. So Munaf Yunus is off. Mohamed Dawood is on. Drops into the box again, the header back in. Here's a chance. It's blocked away, and then Nasser fires over the second chance. Had 2 bites at that. Nasser Al-Dozawi. Cancelo with the corner. Would have been his first goal of the season. He's not scored in 15 appearances this season. Got himself sent off in the win here against Al Fateh at the weekend. Nasser. Nunez looking for a bit of space. Cancelo with the delivery. And the header by Mohamed Al-Khattani off target. It's been a celebratory feel tonight. There's not been much jeopardy in the air at all. Hassan Rayed. Mehdi Ashabi. Abdul Razak feeds it out to Hussein Ali. Is there a consolation at least in this for Al Shorta? Back though. Mendy. Owen Bida. Mohamed Dawood. And the turner shot is off the post from Abdul Razak Kazim. Well, it doesn't count as one on target, but it's as close as Al Shorta have come in the game. Hit it well enough, and Mathieu Patoué was well beaten. There's Leonardo, still sensing a potential hat-trick here. Now Khattani! It's a good effort. Lovely shape to the shot, but Hassan Ahmed tipping it away. It's a lovely move, and looked as though he was just going to whip it round the goalkeeper and in. #23, Al-Khattani has come through the ranks at Al Hilal. And that was always off target. Cancelo, chancing his arm. It's almost been a bit like target practice for Simone Inzaghi's side since they scored the second goal. Yusuf's header away, picked up by Al-Malki. And Al-Khattani almost in for a second chance, but lost his footing. Managed to keep the ball though. Mehdi Ashabi chasing him away. Dazi. Now Nasser. Dorzari. Just trying to feed it into Nunez. And here he is, the Uruguayan, and it's off target. 4 minutes to be added on. There's the Marcos Leonardo header a minute before half-time. Second goal, another header from Milinkovic-Savic that Hassan Ahmed certainly won't want to see the replay of. His third Champions League Elite goal. And Marcos Leonardo completing a hat-trick of headers for Al Hilal. 2 for him, 1 for Milinkovic-Savic. Comfortable 3-0 lead, a 5th successive win, taking them back to the top above Al Wada. And like the Emirati team, into the round of 16 with 3 games to spare. Cano split his 2 teammates with that ball. Throw for Al Shorta. And that certainly eases the pressure on him, doesn't it, in the next 3 games of this competition, although they won't see it like that. They will want to finish top with 8 wins out of 8. And Bida. Coming to Woods. Sonali with the cross in. Jabbar keeping it in play. Turned by Abdul Razak. He's come as close to anyone in purple to finding the net with that effort just a couple of minutes ago off the post. Created nothing else, Al Shorta. What, in fairness, was always going to be a difficult night for them. It was always going to be a case of battening down the hatches, which they did pretty well. Here's Cancelo. He's been allowed to run all the way and score. It's 4-0. And where was the defending there from Al Shorta? João Cancelo just strolls up the field, unchallenged, and fires the ball past Hassan Ahmed for the 4th and sealing goal for Al Hilal. And that's a really disappointing goal for Al Shorta to concede, but João Cancelo won't mind. Jabbar let him go, nobody closed him down, and even Mehdi Ashabi didn't have the energy left. That's where he picks it up, look, midway inside his own half. Not a single tackle on him. You cannot do that at this level, because that, generally, will be the end result. He's had a couple of long-range efforts. He's been desperate, I think, to get his name on the score sheet tonight, and now he has. Al Hilal 4, Al Shorta 0. And they'll be glad to hear the final whistle now. The Iraqi champions is Nasser. Darwin Nunez. Leonardo. Touches it off. Al Malki is off target. All trying to get in on the act now, but there is the final whistle. Well, it was 5 last year, just the 4 on this occasion. But the writing was always on the wall from the moment that Ahmed Yahya saw yellow for the 2nd time, a resulting free kick that saw Milinkovic-Savic gifted a goal after some poor handling from Hassan Ahmed. Marcos Leonardo with headed goals either side of the Milinkovic-Savic header, and then João Cancelo with the icing on the cake with a goal 3 minutes into stoppage time. They can smile, they can celebrate, because they are through to the round of 16 with 3 games to spare. They remain perfect now. It is 5 wins out of 5 for Al Hilal, who were temporarily knocked off the top by Al Wada, but Al Hilal back on top now with a maximum 15 points, and they are through to the round of 16. It has finished Al Hilal 4, Al Shorta 0.